I'm Damon. I go by Suja. Here in the city, I'm a cinematographer and photographer for a lot of artists and models here in the city. I also do a lot of work with small businesses as well as, I'm starting to get into real estate here and there, you know what I'm saying? Stepping my foot out, but I'm making sure that I stick to my creative roots. And that is why I brought some of the most creative and strong-minded ladies I know, Miss Kiana and Miss Shani right here. So I'm going to give y'all a second so y'all introduce yourselves.
Me first? Okay. Hey, y'all. It is your favorite photographer, Shani. Okay. And I am an all around creator. I mainly do photography. I do a little bit of other things as well, but I love to be a creative director, and I'm just all for creating, just in general.
We'd love to hear it. We love to hear it. What about you, Miss?
Hi, I'm Kiana. I guess you could say I'm a little tiny infant when it comes to creativity. I haven't really put myself out there much regarding what you guys do. Definitely not close to that. In the past, I've done a lot of singing and dancing, but I would definitely like to get out there more, which is why I'm here.
We're pulling you out.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
pulling you out now.
Yeah.
Come on.
And now she's actually downplaying this so much. I'm like, I don't know why she's like capping right now. But when I tell you, like, she is so creative, but she has such a well thought out plan for like who she is and how she wants to do things. She has her own podcast that she is starting up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, it is the premise of it, I don't even want to say all of it. I'm just mad you're not saying it all right now. Okay, I ain't gonna cap. But when I tell you, like, her thing is like just having that smooth, like, soulful voice, that nice tone to like mellow you out. If you've ever listened to Soul Lection or things like that, that's her, like, to the T.
I don't think I even have to put it out there. It's just when you come across it, you'll know when you know.
Hey, straight like that. Straight like that.
So.
See, and just like that, that's how we kicking it off here at Warriors Garden. You know what I'm saying? Warriors Garden is the premise behind my mental and physical evolution of life. So everything that I, as a man, want to do and accomplish, I have to have the mentality of a warrior in a garden. I have to be able to be dangerous. I have to be able to be strong-minded, strong-willed, but I also have to be able to handle myself and be careful around others and not necessarily be overzealous in the things that I do to make sure that I am that strong, structured person. So you got to be able to function in peace and in war. So that being said, today's topic is love and logic. Yeah, love and logic. Now, the reason why I went with that is because if there's anything I hear a lot of, it's the contradiction or, the conflict of interest between people who think and move with their hearts or their feelings, aka love, and people who move based on, reason and, aka logic. So I need to make sure that I get a good sense of what that means, not necessarily just for myself or for men, but I need to know what the ladies think because, of course, how else am I actually going to understand that? You know what I'm saying? You can't get all the information if all the information's coming from one side.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask y'all this. What is the first time or the most recent time where you've kind of heard like, I don't know why you like, just so dead set on thinking real hard, like just go with the flow or be in the moment. How do y'all feel about stuff like that?
I don't like it.
All right, well, go ahead. Put your foot down. Tell me why.
Because I would say, and this is just coming from me, personally, I just feel like if you are not moving with intention, for me, I don't want it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's just that. I don't want, just be in the moment, like, and the reason why I can genuinely say it is because I've been there. And that's how I know, like, that's just not something that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you? What's your thoughts on that?
I agree to some extent with that as well. Like, I don't think I naturally can be in the moment kind of being. Like, it's very hard for me to try to do that. I'm in a moment where I am trying to be in the moment, but I'm an emotional being and my emotions lead. It's something that I've worked to try to be more on that logical side, but I believe my superpower is my emotions. So like being in that emotional state, that right there is something I can't dim down, and going with the flow can kind of get me lost, and my emotions will be they'll be all over the place. They're all over the place.
Okay.
Being in the moment.
Got you. So to sum that up, you understand that you're an emotional being and that you're not necessarily like trying to hide or mask those, but you're not necessarily moving or conforming to how you feel in the moment all the time.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. It makes sense.
Intentions are big too. I agree with that.
100%.
Being intentional.
If there's anything that I'll say, it's I pride myself, but I also push others away because I am so intentional. And that being said, it's like, for people who have things happen for them or happen to them, there are a lot of things that you miss that you are responsible for that lead you up to that moment sometimes. And so when you're intentional, it mitigates a lot of the possibilities of those, oh man, it could have been anybody. But if you thought about it, if you prepared, you know what I'm saying, the way you were supposed to, you set up an itinerary, you thought of this and that. I'm not saying you can account for everything, but the more you prepare, the more you try, the more intention, like y'all said, you have behind it, the more ground you cover, because it's not just going with the flow. When you go with the flow, a lot is left to, well, shit, I mean, everything's left to God. But when you just going with the flow, say it again.
Said it's like being on autopilot.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And it's like when things don't go right, now you want to blame the pilot, but you're the one who pushed the button for it to fly by itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually brings me to my next question. All right. So since the topic is love versus logic, I have had this thing happen all the time. Ladies love to say it, and I'm outmanned right now. It's 2-on-1, so I don't know if I should do this right now. But for some reason, everyone feels that ladies are more mature or mature faster than men. Would you agree or disagree?
I lean more to the agreeing side. I do.
Talk to me.
I do. That's, yeah. Because I date older. So I like you to already be in a certain place of mental mind. Where I'm at, I need you to be able to match that. And it just seems like my pool of age group, they're just not, and it's not everybody, but I don't find myself resonating with my own age group when it comes to men. Okay. So I go a little. My oldest brothers, they're 30, so I kind of go. They're in their 30s. I go up to 30.
I can agree,
babies.
But I don't think it's maturity that's in question. I think it's emotional intelligence.
Yeah, okay.
Because age is nothing but a number. So, and I know this because I too have dated older. I've dated guys my age. I haven't went younger. But I don't think it's maturity that's in question. And this is across the board for both males and females. Because you have some females, they're not as emotionally intelligent. You know, you do one wrong thing and here she is, you know, with her goons busting the windows out your car. She don't even want to talk about it.
Did that used to be you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And even if it was, I wouldn't.
Oh, dang.
I wouldn't tell it.
All right.
But
I just want to see.
No, that wasn't me. I never really been that type. But I do know that it's a thing. So I don't think it's maturity in question. I think it's emotional intelligence. That's what's most important, because you have people live their life and they're so self-centered. They can't really feel for other people.
Okay. So that being said, if it's more about emotional intelligence versus maturity, which I hope my ADHD does not take over and I can get back to that part. But there is a thing that I heard where I was debating this. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't want to burp in the mic, you know.
I was about to be like, bless.
Them hottie. You blessed the burps?
I thought.
Oh, yeah, I did. All right. That's valid. So,
for
I was having a conversation about this with another lady, and she said typically men acute maturity to emotional control, when maturity in reality just means like the final form, like it's the end, like the final phase. So like the completion. So my thought then was, if maturity truly means like the completion or like your, top form, right? Wouldn't that just like counteract the argument that, ladies are more mature or actually, no. Yeah, no. Wouldn't it counteract the argument of ladies being more mature? Because if you mature faster as a woman, but you still, or even as a guy, if you mature faster, right? What does that really mean in the long run if you still don't have but so much emotional control or emotional intelligence?
Exactly.
Because you're at your final form, but you still don't have that. So
that's why I stated before, I don't think it's maturity in question. I think it's emotional intelligence, because we all go through things. But how were you able to process going through all of those things in your life?
That just changed my perception on it for sure. The emotional intelligence about it.
Because a person
I agree
can
with that.
be 35, 40 years old and
still
they're just not
there. Yeah, I agree.
It happens often. And I think with women, the reason why we may mature faster, we go through a lot of things when we're young. We all could say that. We go through a lot of things when we're young. A lot of us, our hormones start raging at 8 years old and things like that. And so we feel it's like a rush of emotions. We don't even know what to do, with at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So meanwhile, the boys, they're still playing with their Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're going through it.
Been that disrespect Hot Wheels like
early. It does start very early.
That's crazy work.
Yeah.
That's crazy work. Nigga, I had the whole track.
I know you did.
I had the whole track. And I was never assembling them shits the right way. Them shits was through the house. But that's a valid ass point right there. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. I 100% agree. If anything, let me ask you this now. So if it really comes down to emotional intelligence, do you think emotional intelligence requires you to lean more on a loving mindset or a reasonable mindset?
Both.
Yeah.
So it's dead center.
It's got to be both, because you have to see it from a logical standpoint so that you can understand somewhat the other party and why they chose to do what they did, and why you may have reacted the same way you did. But you still have to have love, because there's got to be some understanding. Like, you're still human, even though logically we should have never been together. We should have probably never been together, but we were in love and it made sense in that time. You still have to add that into the equation as well.
No, I agree. All right.
I feel like sometimes emotions can be strong to the point where you want to disregard logic, and you're like, that logic, like, nobody wants to think about that right now. But at the end of the day, like, it's necessary, it's vital. I feel like she said, love is understanding, and understanding is love. You have to be compassionate in order to understand someone. That's the only way you'll be able to see things from a different perspective, because what people go through, is what people go through. You can have two different, or one experience, but two different perceptions on it because of what somebody has embedded in them. So it's like the reactions on both ends, you can't always, downplay someone else's experience because of everything that's been around. So it's like logic does come in play, where you can think about it in a logical standpoint, both parties. But as far as individuals, I can't tell you that you shouldn't feel that way, because you have the right to feel whatever way you want to based off of how life has been for you from an infant all the way up into adulthood. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's real. That's real. Okay, so for a lot of people out there, I know I almost kind of fell into this realm, or maybe I did for maybe a year or two, where I have a spurts of, just straight doing things from the heart. Or, of course, you got logic behind it. You pay attention. You know what's possible, what might happen, what might not happen. But eventually, I feel like for a lot of men, there gets a point to where it no longer makes sense to use your heart in things due to the environment, the circumstance, the situation, and your goals. And if it's not all of those, it's at least one or two of those. So that being said, for if you're talking to any, man out there, or this happens for ladies too, they've experienced, ladies are naturally very, very great caregivers. They're nurturers. Even the ladies who are the meanest and say they don't do none of that, when it's somebody that they rock with, they care for, they are. Yes, that's why I tell people, like, to be soft is not a negative thing. Being soft is no one wants to sleep on a hard pillow. You know what I'm saying? So
tender people.
So if we were talking to a woman out there or a man out there who has been going through things for such a long time that it feels like anytime you do things out of the heart, the kindness of your heart, it just backfires. What advice would you give to them to, one, try to bring them out of that, that vibration into, back into a loving state, or is there not a specific way or thing you would say? It's just something that's kind of got to happen via their own journey?
I think it has to be, of course, number one, their own journey. Let me make sure I'm all the way in. Yeah. I think it has to be their own journey. Testing. All right. I definitely think it has to be their own journey. I'm actually witnessing this firsthand. But I believe it has to be their own journey for sure. You have to be gentle with that person, but I think there should be some discernment, knowing whether or not that person is open to allowing their mind to be changed. Not to change their mind, but to be open enough to maybe change their perception, allow themselves to get out that vibration and not be so closed off. So I think one is key for me is to be able to see that there is some type of self-work that is being done. Like, that you are, being aware, you are, feeding your mind great things and whatnot, and that you're actively doing some of the work, because no one's going to do it for you. Like, that's what 100%. Therapy and things like that's for. But you can always start at home and, take initiative. Like me, I watch things on YouTube that feeds my brain. And that's something I would want to see, that you're actually adamantly working on getting out of that vibration. And then I think actions speak louder than words a lot of times, because you can say one thing and you can do another. So I feel like on my part, my actions, which is naturally me, these are the things I'm naturally going to do, which just so happens to be the things that you wanted to receive or that you want to do for others. Like you say, doing things with good intentions, but the reaction to it or everything backfires on the other end, but you did something out of love, like bought flowers or did something like that, and it goes unnoticed. I think that on my end as a person, I'm just going to naturally be that person. I'm not going to tell you I did those things, I'm just going to do them. And then when you do those things, or you feel open enough to start to show that side of you, I'm going to acknowledge it, because acknowledgement is a big thing. I feel like for men, they want to be acknowledged when they do show that soft side. And a lot of men don't get acknowledged.
Real rap.
They don't, So I feel like that's what I would do. I would acknowledge those things, like, thank you. I appreciate that. And then when you do something like that, that's going to make me want to outdo you. Not because I just want to outdo you, but because, okay, you did that? Mm-hmm. Naturally, I'm going to dig deeper. What can I do that really have your mind going crazy? Meaningful things, little things, little things, You
see how she tried to reel that back in? She was like, see, what I really do have him go crazy. He was like, little things, folding clothes, you know what I'm saying? Grab him a soda. That is not what they was thinking about. All right. How you feel about that?
It's kind of hard for me to really answer it. So please take what I say with a grain of salt. And to those of you that are listening, just know that while I'm ministering to you, I'm also ministering to myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm in a place where I never thought I would be. I gave my all and it backfired. Mm-hmm. And I never really understood. Can you see the tears? I'm trying to hold them back.
Please, because I'm going to start crying too if you do. I promise you I will, girl.
So I'm trying to figure out, where do I go from here? And like you said, it's little things, but I can't genuinely give to anyone else those little things right now is giving myself those little things. So,
But that's good that you know and understand what you are and aren't capable of at this time, because that alone will help propel you closer to where you do want to be, rather than cause you to continue to backfire. Because again, that's basically just doing things without intention, you know what I'm saying, like you were saying. So you're intentional with knowing what you can and can't do, not saying that you are unaware, not saying that you won't be able to, because you're already capable, you've already done it before, but now you understand, okay, let me take a second, let me make sure make sure it makes sense. Yeah, it might feel good from my heart at the moment, but I mean, shoot,
I think the biggest thing is learning there's nothing wrong with you for being who you genuinely are. It's just learning how to guard that. Because everything that you give with intention, whether the person on the other side can appreciate it or not, those blessings still bounce back to you because you did it with intention. It was real.
Ma'am.
But in order to not continuously put yourself in the same place over and over and over again, you have to take a step back. And there's nothing wrong with what I did to the other person, but I may have hurt myself in the midst of all of that by overly doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that this person couldn't really appreciate it, but I still did it anyways because I genuinely love that person. But you got to genuinely love yourself first.
Absolutely.
So like I said, take what I say with a grain of salt because I'm still learning myself.
That's okay.
Nah, that's
acknowledgement.
For sure.
Yes. As long as you acknowledge that, you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like awareness is number one, being aware of where you are right now in this moment. And I also feel that you're in a moment of transparency with yourself. I think that when it comes to that loop, and the loop comes in different ways, it comes in our career, our relationships with our family, finances, and then relationships. The loop keeps coming. But what I'm now uncovering is what kind of energy am I putting out there?
Okay.
Unconsciously, not what because I can say all day like, hey, I'm having a great day, but that might not be what my body is vibrating, my emotional system, my nervous system. And I used to say things all the time thinking if I said them that would be the truth, when that's not what I emotionally feel. I can't. Yes.
Can I? I hate to cut you off, but I literally, I get the idea when it comes to like positive manifestations, but it's okay to tell the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
It's definitely okay.
It's okay to tell the truth.
I was lying to myself for a long
So
time.
if there's anything I can say, like y'all said just now, is you can positive manifestation and then lying to yourself does not equate to attraction. So manifestation is all about genuinely feeling something. And when you align with that genuine, authentic feeling, that's what's manifesting it. So like they said, like if you're, you know what I'm saying, if you're out and you're doing some shit, you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. But you know you want to smack your manager in the face and everybody who walked past you in 5 seconds, then
we're not good.
Right. Like there are levels to it. Like before you can become happy again, like, okay, boom, you gotta be mad, or you gotta be sad, then you get angry. Then after you get angry, you just be like kind of off to the side by yourself. And then after that, you slowly kind of you have to start somewhere and gradually work your way back up to that higher emotional standpoint. So don't lie to yourself, but damn, don't sit in your shit either.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to stink. So shit. Okay. All that being said, let me say this. When it really comes down to how you feel and how you think, what can you say is a huge factor in determining which one you use more of? Because regardless of the situation, you can never say that you can 100% use both your logical mind, you know, your voice of reason, while also giving 100% leeway to your heart and how you feel. Because there's always going to be, you got to pick one, or you got to use that information that you have, you know, that emotional intelligence you have, and also that feeling in your gut, in your heart, that you really, really want to do. So I guess what I want to say is, all in all, when you look at yourself, do you feel that you do 100% sit in the middle, or do you think you kind of teeter-totter back and forth between the two, and that's your balance?
May I?
Proceed.
I'm willing to feel everything. So I'm willing to go with emotion because there's more power in emotion than in logic for me, depending on how and where you direct that energy. So let's say I'm just mad as hell, right? And I'm one of those people, I'm willing to feel it, not necessarily react to it. I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Come here. Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Because I'm willing to feel all of it. Doesn't mean I'm going to react to it the way most people would react to it. I'm willing to feel it, but I'm willing to feel it so damn much. I'm willing to push that energy somewhere else to where it is logical. It is creative. It is whatever I want it to be outside of what everybody else would imagine it to be. Because if she's angry, yeah, she might just go bust this nigga's windows out his car. I'm not going to do that. I choose to feel those emotions. And I may just sing to the top of my lungs and nobody can hear me but God.
You're transmuting that energy into something positive for you.
Exactly. So I go emotion 100%. It may not seem logical to other folks because they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to transmute that energy and hone it in somewhere else to where it can be practical.
I get that because I run from angry, anything that has me angry, upset. I try to avoid that, and I disassociate with being upset, and again, lying to myself, like not allowing myself to be mad or upset in the moment, I guess because I don't know how to transmute it. But I know for a fact I don't want to react either, so I avoid it. I avoid any type of altercation, not because like I'm not able to stand on things, but I just know that those feelings for me are very, very overwhelming. Like it's like since a child, being upset and angry was very overwhelming, just as well as being joyful and being happy can be very overwhelming for me too. Like I can explode.
Yeah.
Like, and it could be tears. It could be tears from being sad, angry, happy. Like the tears will come, and like that's because I'm so freaking emotional.
Yeah.
So it's like I think now is where I'm having the patience and awareness for myself to start learning how to transmute those things and allow myself to feel the anger side. And not only that, but to answer the question, if I can, I think I am more emotional than logic. I know that for a fact. But now because I am in this moment where I can see that, I know when I'm the most emotional, and that's in the morning. It's when I wake up. That is when I'm the most emotional state. That is my intense state. And I tend to react out of emotions then and there. And then for that day, I have an emotional day because I reacted. So now I am holding my hand when I have those emotional moments. So when I wake up in the morning, whatever you're feeling in the morning, let that ride through the day and get out of that state. And then think logically about how you felt. What were your emotions? Why did you feel that way? And then I can proceed in a manner that is more beneficial to me because I allow myself to just
process.
Yeah. Instead of reacting on that emotion, because I've always reacted on emotions, and it's got me in good places. It's got me in places where I'm like, how did I get here?
It's not putting me behind bars, baby.
Yeah, no, it's not putting me, nothing putting me behind bars, but, just like in situations where I'm just like making emotional decisions where like I'm not thinking, and then now I have to work my way out of a situation and whatnot because I moved impulsively, which impulsive decisions come from emotional feelings and whatnot. So now I'm holding my own hand through the process. You got to hold your hand sometimes. Be real with yourself, of course, but hold your hand,
Okay. I guess for myself, I could say I could say I feel and I take in like a lot of emotion. I only express what's necessary. So for myself, there are times where I know, like I used to have a terrible habit of like, so I got both my mom's side and my dad's side. Like they like the anger run heavy. So they always worried about me, but I've never truly ever been out of control. So I myself don't know what I look like when I blank out. But that being said, once I do start to reach a certain level of pistosity, okay, see, it made the headphones come off.
Pistosity.
Basically, what I'll do is, it's like, okay, the amount of emotion or rage, anger, whatever it is at that time, that will just push me into a different thought process or state. So I won't necessarily be 100% emotional, but I won't be logical at all yet, because right now I'm just observing. So if there's anything that throws a lot of people off about me, it's that I am able to see things from more than just my own perspective at all times. I'm never looking at it just from my point of view. And so that alone mitigates a lot of anger that a lot of people feel I should have. And so, like, my dad used to be pissed. He'd be like, yo, like, bro just did this, this, and this. What? Yeah, he'd be like that. He'd be ready to throw something in my ass. He'd be like, yo, like, what's up? But in reality, I'm like, it don't bother me. Like, I know what he's doing that for. Like, if I was hooping or if someone, you know, trying to roast Joan, I mean, of course, you know, I'd be roasting back. You know me. But all in all, I let that, like you said, I direct it. But I feel like I've always been good at directing it. But when I wasn't good, it was just bottled. So I wouldn't express it, but I would still feel everything until I did find like an outlet, whether that be, you know what I'm saying, being physically fit all the time, going outside, or goddamn just going to go hoop, or just drawing, like all those different things. It helps in a way. But if I were to really be 100% honest, when I'm at the peak of my rage, when I'm at the peak of having all the emotional intake, it's the best motivator for me ever, because it just puts things into perspective. If I didn't have my own set correctly, it just shows me where I'm supposed to go. That's it.
We are so much more than what we feel. We are so much more than what we feel. Because what we feel, a lot of people can't even see. Because like you said, we bottle it up. We bottle it up. Like, so when I say that, and I feel like the only way to really find that out is through feeling, sure, like you said, learn how to transmute those feelings. But we are so, once you actually learn how to transmute those feelings and you let it become something that's just natural, you become something so much more than what you even originally felt in the first place. That anger, it's almost like a success story, you know, like the sadness and the anger that you went through. You were in such a horrible place in your life, but you decided that you was going to write. Right?
You kept writing.
You know what?
And you kept on writing. And those emotions became something different. You became so much more than who you were in that moment when you were feeling all of those things. We are so much more than our emotions.
100%.
I needed to hear that.
If there's anything else too that I think about, it's, I know there are a lot of men out there who, for the sake of people they care about, they just kind of go numb. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, boom. You know, they're not really looking out. They're not really paying attention to the things that I'm doing for them. But at the same time, this is what it's blah, 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 blah. There you go. It's what's expected of me. Yeah, no, I don't need that too. We never, oh, you done.
I mean, I do come prepared.
Oh, nut.
I was like, what? Oh, that's what the bag was. What else is in the bag?
You want
got
some? You gotta finish what you got. You want some mama?
I think a little club thing.
Okay.
That one dangerous. So, if there's anything I could say, like, for all the people out there who, other men who might feel underappreciated, or ladies who are underappreciated when things are happening, and You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all that shit's coming in, but you can't necessarily not do what you're doing just because you feel some type of way. Like, I know some people who got families like, yeah, I done did this, I done did this, I done did this, but you can't even follow through on these small things. However, because you are the person you are, or because of the position it would put them in, you can't necessarily just stop doing what you're supposed to do. So in situations like that, how would you say your, you know what I'm saying, your heart mind versus your mind? I don't know why I said it like that. Your loving self, you know, coming from that space to make decisions versus your reasoning and your logic. How would you say to kind of combat situations like those?
Like I said, I think I might have answered your question before you actually asked.
Actually, low key.
Because like I said, you are still more than your emotions.
But even if you are more than your emotions, when all you can feel is your emotions, that's all you know. So even though you are more than your emotions, like there are a lot of people out here with talent who are way more than they think they are. But until they know it, it's the same as not having it.
I think that's where you got to get to know yourself. That's where you got to seek within, because you're going to constantly be in a loop and in that circle if you don't change something. But on the outer, it just never works. You can do whatever you want to on the outer. Your same problems, your same situation is the same thing. You're going to come across that over and over again. But if you really want a change, and I'm going through this now as we speak, I had done some shadow work and saw that I'm literally emotionally and eternally in the same place I was 2 years ago. But on the outer, things have changed, but I'm still going through that loop. Like, things have changed. Mm-hmm. Things have changed, but I'm still left feeling like this isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't it. And I can see that it isn't it. So now, instead of me figuring out things on the outside, which again, this comes into being a creator, this comes into transmuting energy, you have to seek within. You have to get to know yourself, like, and actually know and be aware of when you are in that cycle of emotional despair and you're going through it. Like, you have to have awareness. Like, you have to turn the autopilot off. You have to take cruise control off and grab the wheel and take control and, like, literally be here in the now. Because if you don't, when you try to, like you said, when people have a responsibility, but emotions might, tie them down to feeling like they have to, or they should, or they just want to do the right thing. It's like, at the end of the day, this is a world where we consume so much on the outside, we don't realize what's going on the inside of us. So you tend to make decisions based off of that, and not, like she said, your emotions are a power. So if you listen to your body and listen to what your body is saying, and the only way to do that is to turn the outside world off. Like, and I don't mean just like disconnect. I mean, like, start to like get to know who you really are, not just your name, how old you are. Thank you, Bob Proctor. But it's a couple of people I can shout out. But, like, literally, know what your emotional triggers are, know when they are arising in the moment, like, to actually have cues, and oh, I've been here before. Let me regain control before I get back further and end up in that same thing again. It's like having that control, and like, all these things all tie into each other: emotional control, having intentions, transmuting. And it's like, these things don't happen overnight. It does not. That's the thing that's the hardest part, thinking you're going to wake up tomorrow and be all of that instantly. You have to add a few things on your plate at a time. You have to give things an attention. Few things at a time. Now let's go back to when I said that I'm in the same place that I was 2 years ago. That's on the outside world. Inside, I'm not that same girl I was 2 years ago. I have been adding things on my plate, not realizing that I've been conditioning myself. And now my mindset is starting to change. I'm really starting to embody those things I think, and now I'm emotionally feeling them. I can actually feel that girl who's in the $1 million mansion. Like, I can feel her. I feel her growing in me. Like, she's starting to birth. And it's like, patience is a virtue. You got to have patience with yourself. You can't think that's just like that New Year's resolution. I'm going to the gym. I'm finna go every day. How are you going to do something that you're not used to when you're used to not going to the gym every day? And then you think that you're just going to flip a switch and I'm like, superhuman. You have to condition yourself by unconditioning yourself. Like your old habits, you can't expect new results doing the same shit. Like you cannot. You have to change up within, because on the outer is the same shit. Everybody's doing the same thing, trying to live.
Straight up.
Nothing changes until things change.
Here.
And you know what? Just to piggyback off of something else you said too, for all those people out there who are either in a relationship or is just a family friend or whatever the case may be, just because someone is not improving at the rate that you want them to does not mean improvement is not happening. There are a lot of times where people, friendships and relationships and people in families are just like, start to part ways simply because the issue at hand isn't solved the minute you address it. That's not how conflicts of the heart work. So be patient, hold on. Now, don't make a bunch of excuses, Don't enable these people to continue to do the same bullshit they be doing, whatever that may be, but understand that things do not move on your own time. Conflicts of the heart and the mind take time because they are never in the same place. That's why one is up here, one's down here. So it's going to take time for the motherfuckers to reach a middle ground. And once that does happen, which will only happen through conditioning, like you said, through conversations, through understanding self. Once that does happen, that's when you can start to bridge the gap and you can start to see the results and the progression of the person that you're dealing with.
Yeah, I constantly go through this battle of, not anymore. I used to, thinking that, I hadn't changed and that I was, like nothing is working, until I started to pick up the microscope and be like, girl, look at you. You done took 2 more steps ahead. Like, and just magnetizing the things that, everyone will seem as so little. Like, you have to make them so big for yourself. Because I feel like someone told me this, that the people around you where you're at now will always see you as that. Until that day, they don't see you as that anymore, because
Can't even recognize
at all. They don't know who you are because you don't respond to them in the same way anymore. You don't have the same conversations with them anymore. Conversations don't even work. What are we going to talk about?
Nothing to talk about. I have
there's no substance anymore, and you can't be afraid of change. You can't be afraid to be that person. You can't be afraid to let these people see you in that light, because then you're dimming your own light. And what is that going to do for anybody? Pour into your own cup first, because why would you starve, or why would you be dehydrated and you're giving them all your water? Like, and they don't even want to drink it.
They got light.
Hey, that fucking part.
Can I go back on what you had said before as far as recognize it? Okay, no, whatever. I'm gonna go back regardless. So to go back to what you're saying about recognizing those small little things that make all the difference and just our character and our livelihood. So I can't speak for everybody else, but I've been journaling for like 4 months every single day. That in itself, first of all, I'd be scared to go back and turn them
shadow
pages.
work. Oh, because that
I'd be scared to turn them pages to go back just 2 months before, because she was a sad, sad girl.
You see that when you go back? I'd be like, girl, what is wrong with you?
I understand what was wrong with her, but it's so crazy to see how things change. Like you said, you don't notice it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. I'm not crying every day. I'm not crying 2 or 3 days every, or 2 or 3 times out of the day anymore. That's a huge accomplishment for me. There are sometimes people that say, good morning, how are you? And just someone simply inquiring about me would have me like,
and
I'm ready to go to the bathroom so I can do my daily cry. I used to call it my daily cry, y'all. Those just little things like that makes all the difference. Just take it one step at a time. We're not going to get everything that we want tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even if it's just simply a peace of mind. You might get it for a second of each day, but that's all you might get until maybe one day you're going to wake up and it's nothing but peace until it's time for you to go back to sleep again.
It'll come in increments.
Yeah.
So you have the whole pie.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as you focus on those and you feel it, that shadow work is everything. Because I literally, like I said, looked in my notebook and saw that I looked at the date 2 years ago. I was seeing these things, you know, and I literally, I wrote out who I was at that moment from top to bottom. I was so honest with myself down to I'm lazy, and that was on the paper. And then I looked at this new book that I have, and I'm like, well, inside you have done a lot of groundwork. It might not fully show on the outside, but that means you just got some more conditioning to do. That's all. But the fact that you have been this deep for this amount of months, you've been focusing on this, you haven't let it go, you have your moments. But now I have this thing where when I first wake up in the morning, I'll wake up tired, and that's one of those challenges for me, not waking up feeling groggy. And now I listen to a meditation that gets me eager to get up. And anytime I get like this in the morning, this is who you are. Wake up, girl. You're good. Have a good day. Like, wake up. And as long as I keep doing that, I know it's going to be that morning where I flip out the bed. Like, let's go. Early in the morning, getting everything I need to get done. So it's just like I'm adding on those little things one at a time, because 1% today and 1% tomorrow is 2% towards whatever goal I'm trying to get to. If I decide that tomorrow I'm going to dedicate 5%, that's a little bit more. And if I can wake up on another day and say, you know what, I can give 10 today, because I can't give 100% in a day. We can't. But just to be able to add little pieces on, no matter what, everything all ties in together, and that's us creating. So it's like, no matter it being relationship, career, habits, the people we are hanging around, the rooms that we are in right now, as long as you keep self in the center, growing, learning, all those things will change. But you got to condition yourself to stay on that track, because we get there, look for results, don't see results. And like you said, the things you say are for you to hear. I be needing to hear this all the time whenever I speak out loud. I love being able to talk out loud about these things, because then when I go home tonight, something's going to be on my mind. I'm going to go watch a video, have a powwow, and it's going to be in my brain. So later it'll come up and I'll be doing it naturally. But just coming back to self will change what the outside world is, because to every good, there's a bad. To every right, there's a wrong. To every light room, there's a dark room. So it's like, to every yes, there's a no. But if I focus on my yeses and not even acknowledge the no's, like...
You better acknowledge them damn no's. There's a reason why you was told no. N-O.
When the no's come, that means go this way. You know, that's when I have the tools to negate and to go a different direction and not stay at that no. That we don't stay at the no. We get the no, and then we keep on going the way it's supposed to go.
Because you are delayed and not denied.
Hey.
Okay.
Sit that one.
So acknowledge them no's, baby. Yeah, it's just not meant for me right now.
Acknowledge
it's
no's.
just delayed, but it's not denied.
Are those the fruit snacks up there?
Look at.
Hey, look, I hear hey, just grab one of them. I feel like
I feel like those are peanuts. I'm a snack girl. Those are peanuts.
Yeah, I want those.
I don't see any.
I want the chum neither.
Oh wait, hold on. No, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, we don't. God damn.
We got granolas and.
I'm sorry. I looked. I was paying attention, and then I looked up, and I saw nothing but an assortment.
I got some Skittles.
I'll take some chocolate. Give me the chocolate. Yeah.
You like regular M&Ms? Not the ones with the nut?
Right.
I just played you. I did.
No, you played yourself. Ask me if I like nuts.
Cheetos.
Come on, like the M&Ms with the nuts are like the best.
No, I don't want to chew on shit. I just want to taste chocolate.
The next runner-up would be the pretzel.
Nigga said, you don't want the one with the nuts?
Pretzel.
No, man. I don't want your preference. Okay?
The best yellow bag is the best bag.
No, it is not.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I guarantee you that's not true. I ain't even gonna try to hold the argument because I feel like a lot of motherfuckers like nuts, bro. I'm just not one of them, all right?
Right now, so I'm gonna need you to.
You know, it's so crazy that like I'm the only one in here with nuts and they trying to tell me I'm supposed to like nuts.
No.
Crazy work. Crazy work.
Wait, what can I say?
Nothing. When I'm done chewing, I'm gonna hit you up with the next question.
Next question.
Brief intermission. Where did beef come from, though? Like, that's got to be the extra assortments you got in your cup.
Where did what come from?
Oh, maybe you need to put that drink down, shawty.
What in the
No.
what?
Oh, stop. You said where did what come from?
Yeah, assortment. Your little, goodie bag.
The bar?
Is that where the beef came from? Because you came from my neck out of nowhere.
I mean, I just had a little.
A little?
I
And you only opened one can.
did.
And you got a bag left over there.
I got another can left over here, but we ain't gonna.
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
Yeah, I already know.
Just
Mhm.
just in case.
Just in case.
You gotta come prepared. You gotta stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready. Okay.
Clock it. All right.
All right.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
You know, I'm gonna sip on my Jarritos porque es muy delicioso.
You know, I need to clean my camera with my little.
Oh Lord,
Here we go.
I'm gonna get the lens right. Get the lens right. You got a permanent fingerprint on your camera, so when you take pictures, you got to look through your DNA. All right, so now that I done got the chocolate with no nuts out the way. Seeing as how we're still on the topic of love and logic, I would like to say, first off, all the feedback y'all have given back is perfect, great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't said no toxic, crazy shit. And even if y'all did, I mean, shit, I wouldn't judge. I would just be like, damn, okay, that's another viewpoint to look at. Because I'll definitely have some folks like that on the podcast so we can see what it's like from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't gonna cap, dog. That's why I asked you, like, have you done that before? Because I was like, that came up quite a couple times.
No, it's just an
You
example.
thought about it real hard.
But I mean, if I wish I sometimes I
Oh.
wish I was that kind of person, but I'm not. I don't have it in me. Gel is just not for me. You know, when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to transmute that somewhere else, babe. It's not me.
Okay, I know.
You look afraid.
No, I was.
I think that's
I mean, okay. So first off,
powerful to not busting the windows. Don't.
yeah, it was like that was the first thing, and I ain't never had nobody do that to me before. I had a couple stalkers before, but I ain't never had nobody like just go.
Aggressively push up on you like.
Yeah, well,
What have you done?
I haven't done anything.
Open up a whole nother window and a whole nother can of worms. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a country boy. We use them to go fish anyway, so. So
Real in man.
okay, let me reel this thing back in this motherfucker. All right. So since we're on the topic of love and logic, and we've basically been discussing the differences and the discrepancies in thinking one way versus another, having a certain perspective when you're taking on a certain amount of emotion. What does it mean to be mature when it's actually more important to be emotionally intelligent? All these different things we done hit so far. So the next part I want to see is, if we are talking about in terms of life goals and relationships, right? How should you mesh the two together? Because a lot of times that is a huge conflict between the people you come into contact with. You'll be, great energy, like-minded, open-minded, very genuine, authentic, but because you have different goals and you still, you have a strong, connection to each other, but you don't necessarily have that. Your life path isn't necessarily on the same way, but y'all have such a connection that you don't really want to give that up.
It's only, I think, black and white. You either compromise or you take that no. Like she said, that popped in, you just popped in my head. You better take that no. Things are just not working out right now. And if things, you just gotta, I feel like if you have boundaries, standards, and you have these structured ways about however you want to live your life, if you meet someone that is all of that but the opposite and there is some resistance, it's like you either communicate to where you can compromise, or you allow yourself to be in a place where you will meet someone that aligns with that or is willing to work with you on that, because I travel for work and me and my boyfriend also live in 2 different states. But
oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm North Carolina. He's South Carolina.
Oh, that's not that well.
It's not far, but we don't see each other every day.
Yeah, that's different. I don't know if I could do that one. Yeah.
And so, but that allows us to work on ourselves and get us to a place where we're not consumed in a relationship. We're consumed in working on ourselves, so that way it feeds the relationship. Because he feeds me mentally, spiritually, and I do the same for him. We're both on the same journey. We both like to travel. We both are okay with this state. No, we don't want to necessarily be long distance, but we are taking it as an opportunity to get ourselves right for the sake of the relationship.
Okay.
Because we both feel like it's worth it. So, and that's how we're compromising, knowing that this time is where we work on ourselves. We get ourselves to a good place. So that way, when we are in one household, we are on one accord.
Okay.
It's not easy. It's not.
I was about to say,
not
dog,
at all.
look, when I...
It's not.
Look, man, when I first moved from... As soon as I got my car, I left the city. Like a month or 2 later, I left the city and went and moved to South Carolina for a while. And I still had... I was in a relationship at the time. It was so weird. It was so different because it's like I'm such an in-person person that was like, damn, that functionality is different because now that you're not in front of me, I'm just going to be doing all the shit that I'm, setting out to do goal-wise. Or when opportunities come my way, I'm taking them. And now, I mean, granted, I'd be doing that same thing if I was still in Charlotte at the time, but it's just... the amount of energy and the emotions that reach that person are mitigated for me. So how do y'all work through that?
Well, number one, we both know we have stuff to do. Like, we both have things to do. Like, we both have things to do. That's number one. And he has made that known to me. Like, I can't stop and slow down, for the sake of this, because what I'm doing is going to be beneficial for everybody. And vice versa for me. Like, I can't slow down. I travel for work, so I'm already not home. Like, I may be home 2 weeks out of the month. Sometimes it could be no days out of the month that I'm at home. So I'm always on the road. But we make time to see each other. And then I think initially the relationship, and this is just when we first met, was on a intellectual. It started off very intellectually. We got to know each other. We talked before anything had ever happened between us. So as far as like talking and being able to communicate every single day, not being in the same space, that was easy. So it kind of started off like that. Because even when we met, we met and still lived in 2 different states. There was a gap in between everything. And then, during that gap, maybe 4 years, growth had, transpired between both parties, like a lot of growing and things like that. So everything wasn't like rainbows when we, linked up. It was just, still, we're both humans. But I just think we just talk. We talk. Like
communication is key.
Yeah, we talk. We talk all day, every day. And if he doesn't text me for an hour or 2 hours, I'm not beating down his phone. Like, what are you doing? And vice versa. I know that he's doing something.
Ladies, take notes.
Like, and it's just like, I wouldn't be with someone I didn't trust. Like, I'm human. I'm a woman. And that's same for men. Like humanly, we think things, we might assume things, but it's like when you assume, I feel like you're asking for it. When you start assuming based off of emotion, that's again, my emotions. I that's where like it's very much a test for me emotionally, because I think we only have issues, and I won't say issues. We only have like a little
discrepancy
through text. It's never in person. It's never when I'm in his presence and he's in mine. And I noticed that it's maybe one time, which we handled that with no problem. But yeah, the discrepancies are only via text. And that's because you can't really fully get the emotions out of a text message. You can, but when it comes to like the heat of the moment, when things are getting a little tense, you don't know how somebody's conveying something. You might think that K could be like K, and it's not. It's just K.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, so
I feel that.
acknowledging that keeps me from overreacting about things. And now I'm learning, if we need to have like any real conversation, something serious, something that needs to be really talked about, it needs to be talked about via FaceTime if I cannot come to you and talk to you about it right there in that moment. But yeah, it works. And I love it because, like I said, it gives us time to do what we need to do before we try to do that in one household. Like we're getting all our eggs in a basket first, and then we're gonna join baskets versus joining baskets, but everything's scrambled as fuck. You know,
Okay.
It's like, I think people, my bad. One more thing. I think people jump into relationships quick to where it's like the eggs were scrambled and nothing got built on a foundation, you know, and
Okay.
sexual tensions get in the way. People have sex first, and I can say I was a person who did that. I thought that was the way to go. You know, you do things like that first, and then we build a home. And it's like, no, you gotta build a foundation first, and then add things in before you scramble it. But yes, I had to get that one out. We can't scramble.
You're good.
Nigga said, "Yeah, have sex, build a hole."
Crazy, right? Fucking
I
crazy.
mean, I can say I started some relationships off like that, but the odd thing is, the relationships that I did start off like that were like a year and some change long. Like some of the longest relationships I fucking had, which is weird. I don't know. I got a weird life, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip, but it's right here. Talk to me.
So, I was gonna say, in those types of situations where, you know, you're pursuing love, but you're also pursuing your goals. I think with that, trust is number one. Without trust, you have absolutely nada. So if you can't trust the person that you are pursuing love with, you might as well go ahead and cut that off. And if you cannot be trusted by your partner, it might be best for you to go ahead and cut
Yeah,
that off.
because red flag. If you can't be trusted, then you ain't doing nothing.
If you can't be trusted and
That's facts.
no,
That's
seriously.
facts.
If you cannot be trusted or you can't trust me, I have nothing else to give to you. And that's just that.
Yeah.
So what's your so trust definitely is a huge thing, but when you live in the world that we live in, that's easier said than done, right? So
I think it depends on
the person.
the life story, yeah, because
Right.
things can put you in a place to not feel like you can trust people, especially as a child. I think things always stem from, you know, being a child. You couldn't trust your parents, you couldn't trust the adults around you. In a situation like that, then I would say, you know, like, some people do have a hard time trusting people just because of what they've been through. Again, self-work, realizing that everybody's not a bad person and everybody's not out to get you. You didn't have control over things like that. But in a sense, like, you know, trust is trust. Like,
And if you don't know how to
What happened to not using that other damn can?
find yours. As
It's my
far
podcast. I am. Yeah, I'm on your ass. You shouldn't have said shit about the nuts.
We're gonna go back to the nine. Not expecting that one. I'm like,
Yeah, it's my turn. I'm on your ass. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead though. I'm still on your ass.
darn it.
who was cooking just now? It was you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
she was
somebody was
cooking.
cooking just now.
I had to turn on the smoke screen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. The air vent. That's what it's called.
this one too.
That one's
I like
it's a
this one.
little different.
I like
different
this one.
flavor.
I'm not complaining. No, I'm just
Ask and you shall receive. That's all I'll say. But no, as far as like, you know, like I said, pursuing love and your goals, trust is a really important thing. Now, of course, that may vary person to person. Some people, they've never actually been able to genuinely trust anyone ever in their life. And I feel for you.
I do.
No, because I've never,
Real.
honestly, it took until probably at this moment in my life where I really am starting to question people and like their true intentions. Because for the longest time, I always gave people the benefit of the doubt. Like I really know what it feels like to be like, no, my baby wouldn't do nothing like that to me. And I meant it genuinely. So, but I know there's some people, they don't know what that feels like because they've been betrayed all their damn life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little late bloomer, so to those that are kind of giving me the side eye, like, oh, you're this optimistic bitch. No, I'm not. I'm not. At least I was at one point, but I'm learning to have more discernment when it comes to trusting.
You are that person, but that's not all you are.
No. So I'm learning to have a lot more discernment when it comes to, like I said, guarding myself. You got to guard your heart.
Like Nipsey.
It's not up to you. Or we can't judge. We can judge people, but you can't really judge. You know.
Yeah.
Can't we though? All right, now, okay.
No, because we're all human and we all have flaws. And anybody, what did Jesus say? If you are without sin, go ahead and throw the stone. Cause nobody throw the damn stone.
Let me explain when I say that. All right. So also, this is one of those things where I'm looking outside of my own perspective for the sake of other people who don't necessarily think the way we do. Right. So when you say like, oh yeah, we can't really judge, you know what I'm saying, others based on their actions, but literally that is what makes up a person's character at the same time. We can't judge you in terms of your reasoning behind it because we don't know your lifestyle. We don't know what you've been through. But as far as when it really comes down to, okay, you are this person. I see you do certain things. Here are my thoughts on what you do. That is what people typically see as like judgment. Like anytime you have something to say about some shit that somebody else does, like you're basically judging them in other people's eyes. Now, for me in particular, when I think of the word judge, it's more of a, instead of replace the word judge with understanding. Okay. So based on what you did, I'm not judging you, but that is what I'm basing my understanding of you off of. Or is that not the same thing?
It is not the same thing. Because judging does not come from, you have to have a compassionate heart in order to actually be able to understand someone. To judge 100%. Someone is not coming from a compassionate heart. It is coming from a heart.
I'm thinking like disgust or
yeah.
When I think judge, I think I'm turning my face up. Like you do that.
Exactly.
That's
to
like,
understand
that's
is something totally different. But I see where you're going. I see what you're getting at. But to me, it's totally different.
I mean, well, when you think at the base words of things, okay, so, well, first off, a lot of times when we look at words and communication is misconstrued because we're using the same words, but we also have different meanings for those same words.
Yes.
So, like
just not to understand.
Right. Okay. But if you're judging to understand, you know what I'm saying? Because again, to judge judging isn't a negative thing. Judging is just giving a verdict on what has happened. Now, your own personal judgments, when you take your personal judgments and then you take your own opinions and add it to that judgment, that is when it becomes something different. But judging all on its own is just determining what it is or what it isn't with a certain person to a certain extent.
But understanding is not black or white.
100%. Yeah, you're right.
Judging is either your ass is going to jail or we just going to
send you on
probation. We going to watch you while you out in society, make sure you ain't,
she said, you bust the windows out your car, I'm judging your ass.
Going to jail.
Understanding there is no verdict. There is, okay, that happened.
Okay, there it is. Without a verdict.
Mhm.
There it is. Okay. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
with judging, yeah.
Because I mean,
it's either you are or you are not.
Mm.
When people when they give their verdict, they're not giving their verdict to understand. It's just because of what you did.
however, that verdict is based on what they do or don't understand. See what I mean? So if you have someone who's like, yeah, that motherfucker's a monster. I would have never done anything like that. Okay, do you have kids? Do you have a family? Do they support and lean on you? Oh, okay. No fucking wonder why you don't understand. You know what I mean? So it's all about perspective, like especially all the anime and shit I watched. I done seen.
But
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
But-
judgment, that's how judgment is so, it can be not intimate. Because when you're understanding someone, you have the patience to really sit there and listen to their story and really be like, okay, I really see where you were coming from.
Okay, so let me ask you this
I
then.
get that.
Is manipulation bad?
And you know what? You know what's crazy? I was going to bring that up.
Get out
I
my
was
head.
going to bring that up when you started talking about like the character of people. So I was like, oh well,
Juicy.
love bombing
Mm.
Ah, damn.
is definitely a way.
I hate that shit, man.
Mhm.
Don't we all? Because if you know, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mm. Yeah,
I was definitely going to bring that up. It's crazy that you said that with manipulation because there is a way for the bad person to shift your focus away from the fact that they have bad character at all. And that is through
She need the nuts.
changing the
Sorry, I had to.
You got some nuts hanging right there over your head.
There we go.
She didn't catch it.
There's a
She
couple.
didn't catch it. I'm sorry.
And you went for the actual nut.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I think right when you had first started talking about like, people and like their character and things like that, I was like, yeah. I'm like, but the people that are really good at changing your perception of their character are those. And if you know who those are, then you know. But there's
I don't.
something that
Explain.
they do. It's called love bombing.
Came across two of them.
NPD is narcissistic personality disorder. Of course, a lot of those people are not clinically diagnosed, but if you know, you know. And it's a spirit, if you ask me.
Wait, say it again?
It's a spirit.
No. The thingy that you said is undiagnosed.
A lot of people may not be clinically diagnosed with NPD. And I think the reason why is because it's a spirit. They know how to jump in and out of its hostess
Wait,
whenever
Mm.
But like, what's NPD stand for? That's what
narcissistic personality
Okay.
disorder.
Narcissistic
Mhm.
personality disorder.
So those are some people that are really good at changing your perception on their characteristics. And they do so by doing this thing called love bombing.
Mm-hmm.
They show you all the right things. They do all the right things. They know exactly what they're doing and it feels so good. But in a way, it feels so, this can't be real.
Hmm.
The way that you said, I am so happy for you because it sounds like you may not have experienced this.
Well,
Experienced it
in my
non-romantically.
in my defense, I don't know if I have or haven't, but it's more so like, no. I'm gonna just keep listening to you, and I'll be able to figure that out.
Well, you gotta put that. All right, so
Deeper.
we're talking about what was it? The judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what
manipulation.
and manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about.
NPD.
Some gaslighting in there.
Woo.
I thought you said NPC the first time. That's what I was like, huh?
They might as well should be.
Yeah.
Because I'm convinced there is no soul within that vessel.
Nothing you can do
Damn.
but go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
They have people for them. I feel like there's people for them. Like, the people who are oblivious and have a veil over. And because like the person that was non-romantic, she was vicious, but everyone just adored her.
That's how it goes.
And in the sense I was on the end of I adore you too, you know, everything's good because I'm not a problematic person until I became a problematic person. Until I became a problematic person. And, you know, that was one time it went for a good time where I was on the good end of the stick until like things started to flip. And I'm just like, damn, I thought we could talk about something like this. You getting pretty upset.
No. Because there's a love bombing where they completely welcome all of you. And then they start to pick pieces of you off that are no longer accepted in their presence as if they are God.
Mm-hmm.
As if they are God. It's a God complex that they mesh themselves into. But you are not that. You are not that. So you don't have to accept me, but what you're not going to do is pick little pieces of me off to make yourself feel better about yourself. And clearly I feel very passionate about this. So
I'm feeling
I've been through it a number of times, and I decided
it can really mess you up.
Oh yeah.
It could really, really, really have you lost and not recognizing yourself in the worst way and dimming your light to where you don't even want to tiptoe. You don't even want to move. You just want to sit
I'll just be here. Whenever you're ready to pick me up and play with me again, I'll just be here. And this...
I'm sorry.
You laughing. This shit is real. This shit is real.
So, after I'm listening, right, let me go ahead and get this motherfucker right. All right, so. Now put that down. You don't need that one. I'm playing. I'm just playing. So, from what I'm hearing, I can say I've never experienced that in a relationship, but I have experienced that within family and friendships. So, but even then, when I recognized it, granted, I never knew what it was called, or I never knew like how it was being done. It took it, and I, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I just knew once I recognized that, damn, this person can fucking put me down like that. No one else can, just them. But they can also like hype me up, pick me up, and make me feel like the best fucking person ever. When I noticed that, that means
real quick.
That means I no longer have control over my own emotional set point when I'm within their vicinity. And so the reason why I was like, in the beginning, because I was like, I don't know if I've been through it. Now I know I have after listening to y'all. But the thing is, when I recognize anything that is unsettling, I don't necessarily run from it. I'll just sit and ask why. And it doesn't take that long for me to remove myself. So that's why I consider myself a popular loner. Like the minute I see that your reasoning does not back your actions by your heart, then I'm kind of like, okay, no, I'm good. Because that means everything else is an ulterior motive behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized like the fact that I'm a very dependable person. I'm somebody you can talk to. I get you right. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you stranded? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, because I understand how life is, and I understand that not everyone has someone they can fucking lean on. Not everybody has someone they can talk to. Because most people I know are like, oh, yeah, you know, I have my best friend I've known since way, way back when. Or, you know, this person, oh, that's like my sister. Or, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I ain't never had one of those. So every time something happened for me, I had to figure that shit out. And so that's why I was like, damn, I don't know if I done experienced that, but I have, to the point to where if I wanted to reenact it, I could. So I could definitely say I am great at manipulation, but I use it in all positive aspects. So when there are people who are like, yeah, I don't see myself this way, I don't think I can do that, blah, blah, blah. If you want to sit in that, I'll let you. But if I see that you're trying to reach for the deeper part of yourself, rather than me tell you something, I'm just going to ask you things and let you change your own perspective, because there's nothing I can do will change it for you. Everything is strictly for, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of your betterment. So if that's the case and you're really pushing for that, I don't necessarily need to tell you every single way I'm doing it. to help you get through it. But I know that in my heart of hearts and what I'm doing, as long as it is not negatively impacting you, and as long as I'm not doing it for my own personal game through you,
or anything like that,
then this manipulation will be one of the best things that you've ever experienced. And there are plenty of people who have like seen that afterwards, and they'll be like, damn, like I didn't even notice, like you kind of like coerced me into doing this, but I love it and I've been doing it ever since. I was like, yeah, you told me with your actions, you told me with your feelings that this is what you wanted to do, but you didn't understand it because, again, love versus logic, things don't translate. So we are non-physical beings in physical bodies. So that's why sometimes when we feel things, we don't have the fucking words for it.
May I?
Proceed.
So I think the word intention has came up so many times throughout each question and throughout the conversation. And well, can we all agree that love and logic, at the end of the day, the intention behind both occurrences are what is most important?
Intentions, yeah.
Flat out.
Absolutely.
I think even in our livelihood, even in life, intention is important in whatever you choose to do. Every ritual that we do when we wake up in the morning, as long as there is good intention behind it, when we loving on somebody else and even when we loving on ourselves, the intention behind it is what is most important. That's kind of how I see it, whether it's love or it's logic. Because even if you might be doing the right things, but you may not know exactly what you're doing, but you got a good intention behind it, and you're going to come across the right person at the right time in the right situation that's going to push you to where you were supposed to be going in the first place because you had the right intention.
Please forgive me.
I agree.
But I only 50% agree.
Okay.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So, that being said, I 100% believe that overall, as long as your intentions are pure, they will come back around to, bringing you back to where you're supposed to be, meeting those people you're supposed to be. But that is with that's only true if you carry out those intentions with a certain capacity and honesty to yourself and your surroundings. So if you're trying to do this thing and really be, the best person you can be, kind-hearted, all this, all that, then you need to understand what environments you're allowed to be in order for you to carry that type of emotional standpoint out, in order for you to be that certain type of person. Some of us, we are who we are, but we can't be who we are in certain environments, or we can't be who we are when we're under certain influences. So I would say that it's more about having good intentions with a good base. So that base being, what standard and what are you taking accountability for with those intentions? Because a lot of people, oh yeah, shit, I done met hella people that are good, genuine, great people, don't have a malicious intent in them at all, but will still fuck shit up far worse than anybody who had a vendetta against them.
I think that just comes with discernment about those types of people, being able to be vigilant. Like, there's good people out here, but they don't really add anything to the world. And then you got good people who do add to, and who are intentionally. So you got, it's both ways. You got good people, but they don't have any intentions. They're just good. And you got people who are intentional about the things that they do. They do it for a specific reason, and that reasoning is something positive. And, the feelings that are derived from those intentions are good feelings, good, which leads the intention. So I feel like when it comes to being in your surroundings, if you let those intentions lead, you're going to be in the right places. You're going to be in those places you're supposed to. And that also comes with not being fearful and not dimming that, and knowing and being aware of, like, this is where I am supposed to be. Like, I had to learn the friendships I was supposed to be in. I was friends with people for 10 years and realized y'all don't mean me no good. Like, no good. There's no substance. There's nothing there. There's nothing. So it's like I had to remove myself from that situation. Nobody else was going to remove me from that but me. So when I became aware that there's nothing you can do for me, I'm sorry to you, I gotta go. Like sometimes you gotta remove yourselves from the rooms, and you got to physically do something about it too. You know, there's the physical, there's the spiritual, there's the mental. You gotta have all of them aligned, and then that is going to create the world that you want to be in. Everything is going to be great. And when those things that come that are out of your control, you know, you have the emotional intelligence to get through it. You know, something makes you rageful. You don't rage out on anyone. You go take that out somewhere else. Something makes you sad. You pick up your notebook. You write about it. You know, something makes you joyful. You lock in on that feeling and you run with that and you keep going. So it's just about discernment too. You got to have some discernment in those things, you know. But I think that intentions, no matter what, when they're great and you are intentional, because I think there's a difference between having intentions and being intentional about things. So it's like being intentional about it, like knowing I am doing this because positive reason, then that's gonna, you know, it's gonna do a lot for you.
Okay, so to sum that up, would it be correct to say that good intentions with good awareness will lead you to the place that you need to be at?
Absolutely. It's inevitable.
Would that fall in line with your ideology, or?
It has to.
Okay.
It's inevitable.
It has to.
There it is. There it is.
It's inevitable.
Also, I think it's been way too...
That's
It actually might have been like a damn near a year since I've had chocolate, bro. I just thought about that shit.
Really?
Yes, because I was like, motherfucker, I'm killing this shit. That's why I had to start sharing.
a hole in the box.
All right.
Not a hole in the box. You just rip through the box.
Yeah.
You even about to open it appropriate.
I'll be doing that.
All right. All right.
Well, I mean, I thought that was pretty PG. I mean, shit, it ain't about over. It's the last 9 minutes, and that's the first time I'm gonna rip that dirty joke. The nuts.
I know you've been doing better than me because I low key.
That's why I was like, are you trying to get me started in this motherfucker? Like, for reals?
Oh,
No.
goodness.
Okay. All right.
I also want to say, even with great intentions and the right amount of discernment, that does not mean that everything is going to go how you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things are going to feel absolutely out of control, even when you did everything right. Everything was done right. You talked to the right people. You went and you got all the right materials. Even in that, things are just going to get a little bit out of control. Just be prepared for that.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To piggyback off that,
Mm-hmm.
she just said, sometimes you can do everything right. You can talk to the right people, do everything you're supposed to, and they still not happen right. When that happens,
Keep going.
do that shit again.
Mm-hmm.
Do that shit again. If something fucking went wrong and it wasn't your fault, if everything was there and shit did not backlash on you, do it again. Do it again.
I just made a video that I'm going to edit about losing that fear, or not even losing, but using that fear of starting over to literally start over. Because it's like, I use the analogy, let's play a video game. We're doing level 1 through 10. All right. And level 5 is a checkpoint. You get to level 5, you don't have to start all the way over from 1 again. You're safe at level 5. But of course, you got to pass level 1. You got to pass level 2. Say you get to level 3, you don't make it. You got to start back at 1 again. You done did 1 and 2, so you know what to do. You get through those quickly. You done failed level 3, and now you go in with a new intention, a new mindset. We're gonna get past level 3, and then you get past level 3, and then you get to number 4. 4 is a little bit tougher. You got to start over. But then 4 is the one that gets you, where you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not even about to try it. I'm putting it down, and you go back to your, you know, just not playing. You put the controller down. And then you get this mojo like, you know, I want to get back into this again. Let me try this again. And then you get through 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're at 5. And 5 is very rewarding because now you don't have to go back to 1. You have attained all those skills through all of those things. Now you're at a safe space. But guess what? you still got to go through life. You got 6 through 10.
Yep.
So like she said, things might not go your way, but like you said, you keep trying again. So now you get through 6 through 10, but you become a stronger person as you get through it. You evolve. You take those things, those failures, and you use those. That a failure is literally
When you quit.
not even that. That was not when you quit. That's crazy because I was going to say you use that and you take that and understand that, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that again because I didn't get through. Like that is, what went right. Let me focus on what went right. Let me acknowledge what went wrong so I don't do what went wrong again.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's acknowledge. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I hear you.
Let me acknowledge what went wrong because we can't negate that. Let me be kind to what went wrong and have a conversation with what went wrong. So that way I don't do you again wrong. Like I don't want you. I want right. So let me not do you again and let me do right. And now I'm at 10. I done got to level 10. I'm buying a new game now.
Mm-hmm.
So
New level of myself achieved.
straight like that. And I'll say, look, again, the reason why I said you don't fail till you quit is because that means you no longer are giving yourself the opportunity to progress again from that point. So like you said, if you're starting over, first off, you're not starting from zero, you're starting from knowledge. So everything you did leading up to when you got frustrated, leading up to when you felt like you no longer had the capacity, leading up to when you were like, damn, I don't have the skill set for this. All you're doing is recognizing the next level of things that you have to do in order to be ready for the shit that you want. It's a lot of motherfuckers who probably had hella things handed to them and they don't have that shit no more because they didn't have the skill set or capacity to keep it. So there's a game called Contra, one of my favorite shits ever. You start over from the very beginning every time you die.
Oh.
It's an OG game. I'm talking about, that's one of them little Nintendo joints you plug in with the RCA Jacksons. I'm still in my 20s, y'all, but I mean, I fuck with games. All right? I'm a nerd like that. My point is, no matter how many times I used to die in that motherfucker, and boy, did I used to die. I'm talking about, I'm supposed to be finishing up chores and shit, but I'm like, nigga, I'm right there. I got this shit. Nope, I don't. But the thing is, every time you go back to it, whether you take a break or whether you keep going forward, the key is to learn. Sometimes you do not need to do things to win. You need to do things to learn. There are plenty of games that I play, again, because I'm a nerd like that. Plenty of games that I play, and I will be ready and prepared to lose from the jump with no hesitation. I'm expecting to lose. I'm not saying like, yeah, I'm not going to put up a fight. I'm not saying like, oh, damn, I don't believe in myself. I'm saying that the point of me playing at this point in time is not to win. It is to learn how to win. How can you win if you don't know how? Because if you do win and you don't know how, that means it's a fucking accident. And in that case, I mean, shit, if it's an accident, that means you're going to goddamn lose that shit the same way. So again, if you're starting over, if you're struggling, you're not starting from zero, you're starting from knowledge. Keep that shit pushing, keep it moving.
I needed to hear that.
For sure. I mean, that's the core principles of a lot of things that I live by. So I know we got 3 minutes in this thing. I got damn the time is perfect.
Outro.
No, oh, okay, a little español. All right.
Quita.
Me gusta mucho. All right. So that being said, like that's what it's all about, which is taking everything that we know and understand and building a foundation with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sitting there being weak-minded with it. And if you are weak-minded, damn, what did I say? If you are weak-minded, that's okay. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to start off some way. What's not okay is for you to fucking stay there. Okay?
No, you can't stay there.
Like, bro, no main character came out that motherfucker from the beginning. And if they did,
A backstory.
they had a fucking whole lot of rude awakenings. You know what I'm saying? Because of their misunderstanding. So, again, I say that to say this. Look, this is your boy, Suja. We got Keanu, Shani the photographer out here at Warriors Garden. Please come and see us again. We're going to hit y'all with the real nitty gritty, the shit you want to hear. And don't worry. We're going to have some lighthearted stuff. Ain't everything going to be so deep on this motherfucker. But when it is, you still going to like it.
Absolutely. We feeding your soul and your mind. You better eat it.
Yeah, what she said.
You better eat.
Go ahead, use that no
Drink
sports
the
channel.
water.
Come on. Say your thoughts. Say your last thoughts.
Drink
Come on.
the water.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like leading a horse to the water. Yeah.
Water of life.
I need them to drink it.
No, dive in it.
Or they can
Bask in it, nigga. No, it's not. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the show for today. Again, everything that I do here with the people I bring here on this podcast is for the betterment of our mentalities and understanding of how we should move and do things on top of the things that we are interested in and we love. So push forward that passion and shit that we got for everything while sustaining ourselves on a healthy mental level and not conforming to the fuckery around us. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's it for us tonight. Next time we gonna get right.
Yes, absolutely. Take care, y'all. Peace.
Nah, it was not, and it was like right at 5:59.
All right, so
All right, y'all can follow me on Instagram at _704 Carolina.
Oh
That's
yeah.
North Carolina, not the South.
Wait, can you say it one more time?
_704 Carolina is my Instagram. Yes. Stills in Peace is my photography page if you want to follow my photography page. And I don't know. Oh, my TikTok is That Bit Carolina, and is that BIH Carolina, because I am a Carolina girl.
What about you, Miss? Come on, go ahead, let them know.
I'm still anonymous right now, so
Inconspicuous.
I'm not ready quite yet, but maybe one of these.
I got you. Well, the last thing I am going to say is please stay tuned and be on the lookout because, again, I do have a nice photo fashion party coming up in October. You know what I'm saying? Just went and talked to the business people over at Lila Bar. So we do have the venue set and locked in. If you can dress, if you got swag, if you think you like that, pull up. We're going to have food. We're going to have something to drink. Them smoothies on point, too. Oh, my God. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff set up for y'all to look nice. You know what I'm saying? Stations for y'all to take pictures, the whole nine.
I will
Pull
happen.
up. Pull up. It's going to be a damn competition, too, by the way. So if you really feel like you like that, make sure you sign up at the front when you walk in with the fit so you can possibly get a prize for your shit. First prize, I ain't going to tell you. Third prize, you don't get a free smoothie. I'm going to buy you smoothie. Second prize, I'm going to get you a shirt, some merch. First prize, you're going to get a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? Photo shoot, video reel, one of the two. Stay tuned. We're going to make that happen.